Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So, children, as we know that chapter 6, water resources, is going on, and in this topic, we already discussed about the surface water resources, and today we will learn about the groundwater resources, and we will also compare these two. So, let's start with the groundwater resources. So, the total replenishable groundwater resources in the country are about 432 cubic kilometers. Okay, if we talk about the Brahmaputra basins or the Ganga basins, they have about 46% of the total replenishable groundwater resources. The level of groundwater utilization is relatively high in the river basins lying in the northwestern region and the parts of the South India. Northwestern regions the Godavari wala, the Chambal, and or the some part of the Ganga river also, and in the South India, the river Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, these rivers. So the groundwater utilization is very high in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu. However, there are states like Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Kerala, etc., which utilize only a small portion of their groundwater potentials. States like Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Maharashtra are utilizing their groundwater resources at a moderate rate. If the present trend continues, the demands for water would need the supplies, and such situation will be detrimental to development and cause social upheaval and disruptions. Clear? So this is all about the groundwater resources. So in this we also learnt which places are using the groundwater, and in the the highest utilization of groundwater by the Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu only. Now you can compare it with the surface water also. Now you can see in this picture, this is a surface water utilization and this is a groundwater utilization, and in this picture you can see in agriculture, it is used by only 89%, and in this the groundwater is used by agriculture 92%. And now you can see here in domestic areas it is only 9%, and in industrial areas it is 2%. Whereas the groundwater, the domestic purpose is the 3%, or the industrial purpose is the 5% only. So it can be come in your exam to compare it, or some question are also come related to the diagram also. So please just learn this diagram or the topic also. Clear? Okay. Now next is lagoons and backwaters. So India has a vast coastline, we all know that, and the coast is very indented in some states. So due to this, a number of lagoons and lakes have formed. The states like Kerala, Odisha and West Bengal have vast surface water resources in these lagoons and lakes. Although water is generally brackish in these water bodies, it is used for fishing and irrigating certain varieties of paddy crops, coconut, etc. Next is water demand and utilization. Water की demand और utilization किस तरह से है? So India has traditionally been an agrarian economy, and about 2/3 of its population have been dependent on agriculture. So hence, development of irrigation to increase agricultural production has been assigned a very high priority in the 5-year plans and multi-purpose river valleys projects like the Bhakra Nangal, Hirakud, Damodar Valley, Nagarjuna Sagar, Indira Gandhi Canal project, etc. have been taken up. In fact, India's water demand at present is dominated by irrigational needs. So, agriculture accounts for most of the surface and groundwater utilization. It accounts for 89% of the surface water and 92% of the groundwater utilization, which we already discussed in the diagram also. You can see here. Okay, so the share of industrial sector is limited to 2% of the surface water utilization and 5% of the groundwater. The share of domestic sector is higher, it is 9% in surface water utilization as compared to groundwater. The share of agricultural sector in total water utilization is much higher than the other sectors. So however, in future with development, the shares of industrial and domestic sectors in the country are likely to increase. So this is all about the water demand and utilization. Next is demand for water, डिमांड ऑफ वाटर फॉर इरिगेशन. अब इरिगेशन के लिए जो वाटर की डिमांड है वो कितना है और किस किस सीज़न में कितना है, उसको हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. सो इन एग्रीकल्चर water is mainly used for irrigation, and irrigation is needed because of spatio-temporal variability in rainfall in the country, क्योंकि कहीं पे बहुत ज़्यादा रेनफॉल होता है और कहीं पे बहुत ही कम होता है. So the large tracts of the country are deficient in rainfall and are drought prone, like northwestern India and Deccan Plateau constitute each area, such areas. In winter and summer seasons are more or less dry in most part of the country. So hence it is difficult to practice agriculture without assured irrigation during dry seasons, even in the areas of ample rainfall like West Bengal and Bihar. Breaks in monsoon or its failure creates dry spells detrimental for agriculture. So water need of certain crops also make irrigation necessary. For instance, water requirement of rice, sugarcane, jute, etc. it's very high, which can be met only through irrigation only. So provision of irrigation makes multiple cropping possible. So it has also been found that irrigated lands have higher agriculture productivity than unirrigated land. Further, the high yielding varieties of crops need regular moisture supply, which is made possible only by a developed irrigation system. So, which is made possible only by a developed irrigation system. In fact, this is why that green revolution strategy of agriculture development in the country has largely been successful in Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. If we talk about the Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh, more than 85% of their net sown area is under irrigation. मतलब जो नेट सोन एरिया की बात कर रहे हैं, जो टोटल एरिया है उसमें से जो नेट सोन एरिया है 85% है जहाँ पर ये जो है बोया जाता है या खेती की जाती है. So like wheat and rice are grown mainly with the help of irrigation in these states. So of total net irrigated area, 76.1% in Punjab and 51.3% in Haryana are irrigated through wells and tube wells. So this shows that these states utilize large proportion of their groundwater potential, which has resulted in groundwater depletion in these states. The share of area irrigated through wells and tube wells is also very high in the states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. We already discussed earlier. So the overuse of groundwater resources has led to decline in groundwater table in these states. So in fact, over withdrawals in some states like Rajasthan and Maharashtra has increased fluoride concentration in groundwater, and this practice has led to increase in concentration of arsenic in parts of West Bengal and Bihar. तो अब जितना ज़्यादा पानी अगर आप ज़मीन से निकालेंगे तो उसका जो फ्लोराइड कॉन्सेंट्रेशन है वो भी क्या होता जाएगा, इंक्रीज़ होता चला जाएगा. ठीक है, अब फ्लोराइड इंक्रीज़ होगा तो जो है उसकी फ्लोराइड की वजह से जो सॉइल की जो क्वालिटी है वो भी ख़राब होती चली जाएगी. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज़ एमर्जिंग वाटर प्रॉब्लम्स. अब और क्या वाटर प्रॉब्लम्स हैं? So the per capita availability of water is dwindling day by day due to increase in population. जिस तरह से population बढ़ रही है उस वजह से जो पानी की availability है वो भी घट रही है. So the available water resources are also getting polluted. with industrial, agricultural and domestic effluents, and this in turn is further limiting the availability of usable water resources. So this is about the emerging water problems. So today what we have discussed? We discussed about the demand of water for irrigation. इरिगेशन में जो हम पानी यूज़ कर रहे हैं जो रेनफॉल से है वो भी, और जो हमारा ग्राउंड वाटर है उसके बारे में, या सरफेस वाटर है जो भी है, वाटर की जो डिमांड कितनी है, उसका यूटिलाइजेशन कितना है, एंड लेगून्स और बैक वाटर्स की हमने बात करी. अगेन हम ग्राउंड वाटर सोर्सेज और सरफेस वाटर को हमने कंपेयर किया. सो today we have all about discussed today we have discussed all about the groundwater resources. So our next topic is deterioration of water quality, which we will discuss in our next video. So till then, take care and bye.